businesses are in good shape right now. We just got through a stellar earnings period. But you guys have been warning about potential impact of higher corporate taxes in the Biden administration's latest plans. Did you get anywhere with Treasury Secretary Yellen when you hosted her yesterday for a meeting?
Look, I think you make a great point. We are right on the verge of this great economic resurgence, and businesses are just poised and ready to go to lift up families and communities. And there we hear about three things. They're worried about three things. One is the worker shortage. Two are job-killing tax hikes. And three, as you were just mentioning, is the risk of inflation brought on by massive government spending. And if we can ward those three things off, we're ready to take off.
But specifically with Treasury Secretary Yellen and the Biden agenda, I know you've come out against the tax hikes, which you just called job killers. Politico had a piece today called Yellen the Villain, where they talk about how, as Treasury Secretary, she's not as popular on Wall Street as she was as Fed chair, now that she's pushing things like higher corporate taxes, investment taxes, wealth redistribution, and other inflationary type measures. Where's the business community on Yellen and the Biden agenda overall?
Look, we were thrilled to have this great forum on the global recovery, and it was always an honor to hear from the Treasury Secretary, even when we disagree with her. And so this idea that the administration is out there on infrastructure is great, but the way they want to pay for it is not. And so getting infrastructure done without making the United States have the highest corporate tax rate in the industrialized world is doable, and that's where we should be focused. So we disagree on the tax hikes because we think they're job killers, and we think we're in this uncertain, fragile economic recovery. There just isn't the time to put wind at the face of business.
If there was an either-or, either you get the infrastructure but it comes with corporate tax hikes, or neither, what would you go for?
Well, the great news is that it's not, right? There's bipartisan compromise on the table that would take care of the critical physical infrastructure, that would do it with user fees over an extended investment horizon. I mean, we could have shovels in the ground by the 4th of July. Let's get her done.
So, well, they have to figure out how to pay for it. Suzanne, you mentioned another concern among business was the labor shortage, and you guys have been leading this lobbying effort against the $300 bump up in unemployment benefits to try to incentivize people to go out and look for work. What about the flip side? Shouldn't employers be paying their employees more and boosting wages to try to attract that talent rather than get rid of some of the benefits?
You know, it's interesting. We just came out of the field with a survey of state and local chambers across the country, and 90% of them are saying that what's holding the economic recovery back is a worker shortage. So you're right, big priority to get these workers back to work. We like what we're seeing in states like Arizona and Connecticut, where the government is trying to incent people to go back to work, both with work incentive bonuses and child care credits and taking care of the problems that are really holding people back. But we have 8.1 million unfilled jobs in this country. And so getting people back there is going to be important to getting goods and services really flowing again.
Well, excuse me. Where are you on mask mandates? Would you like to see them removed, or is that a concern for the safety of workers? We had the Texas governor on yesterday. I'm sure you saw his announcement on the topic yesterday.
Look, I think where we are is it's great that so many Americans are getting vaccinated so that we can get back to work and so that we can think about not wearing masks anymore. What our concern is we don't want businesses to become the mask or the vaccination police, right? So clarity will be our friend. And we get that this is unprecedented. There's no playbook for this. We're going to come out of this gradually, but clarity is going to be important if we don't want business in an uncomfortable position of telling their customers what they can and can't wear.
What about the chamber itself, Suzanne? What are you doing to combat some of the criticism you've gotten from the members of the Republican Party, prominent members like Leader McConnell, who said that the chamber was confused, like Kevin McCarthy, Leader McCarthy, saying that he wasn't a fan of having support from the chamber because of your support for 23 House Democrats? How are you going to balance these concerns?
You know, we just had our 109th birthday, and for 109 years, we've sat at the same table of job creation and economic growth. And there's just not a single member of Congress that doesn't want more jobs in their district, and we'll work with any one of them. But at the end of the day, business puts on a Team USA jersey, and so we want to get back to thinking about American competitiveness. We want to get back to thinking about growing the economy for American families and American workers. And we stay true to that true north, and we'll have another 109th birthday at some point.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.